Hi folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. I did another report on the BFL tournament and its importance, but I wanted to follow up with, I think, a story that we can all feel and really appreciate, and it's the story of Dean. Dean is a young 24-year-old guy from New England. He came up here. Actually, his family lives in New Jersey. And as this tournament began, I was up at the Messina intake, and I was talking with the tournament director. They were setting up all their equipment, and there was two women and a guy that were standing over by their big stadium, and they were getting their pictures taken. And I said to Steve, the tournament director, I said, "Do you know those people?" And he said, "No, I don't." Well, shortly they came over, and it was a mother and her son and her son's girlfriend, and her son's name was Dean. And they started telling us a story. First of all, they were enthralled with being able to be up here. But she told us that her son, from 4 years on, this was his dream in life to fish the BFL tournament, to go forward and sort of pursue his dream of becoming a pro fisherman. Dean is a nurse. His girlfriend is a nurse. They're going to be married soon. And his mother is an urgent care director. So they have a great medical experience also. But the story of Dean and his family, they were so supportive. They found a place to stay up here. They were there for all the practices. His mother and his girlfriend, they were watching him. And his father was back home getting calls from them of how her son was doing. Well, here's one of the interesting things. Dean was a non-boater. In other words, he was a co-angler. He didn't have a boat. And so names are drawn. They can't pick who they're going to fish with. Names are drawn, and he was assigned to fish with Jonathan Robola, one of the best fishermen that we have that lives in this area. What a lucky draw for him. So they go out there the first day, and Jonathan makes the final cut for the pros, and Dean makes the cut for the final day for the non-boaters. And his parents and his family were so excited. And we were excited for him because this became one of the things that we were following. So the next day he goes out. He's of the top 15 that made it to that final day. And Jonathan was part of the top 15 that made it to that day. The next day, all the families were there. All the Robolas were there to urge on their champion, Jonathan. And Dean's mother and girlfriend were there with their cameras to see how their boy made. She says, "I was praying all day yesterday for him, and lo and behold, Dean didn't do all that well the final day. But he got up on that stage, and you could see the glint in his eye, and the future looked brighter than ever. His dream to finally be up on the stage of a tournament trail like this had finally come true." And I think of all the stars that come together and all the things in life that we say, this can't just be happen chance. Things are meant to be. And I believe he was meant to draw that day to fish with Jonathan Robola. And that led him to finally stand up on the stage. His mother and girlfriend were in tears, and we all were so proud to see this story come to such a wonderful end. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.